You've seen the title of this video and you've lost your mind. But I need to be clear, this is not an attack on you having an opinion on Five Nights at Freddy's. Quite the opposite, in fact. What I am desperate for in 2024 is for the FNAF fandom to actually come together and have some good quality chats and discourse about the product. The problem we have now, though, is that people don't want to have a conversation about Five Nights at Freddy's. They want to yell over the top of each other and prove whose theory is correct. And look, I'm not an idiot. I know that every single fandom under the sun has their toxic element, but it seems like with Five Nights at Freddy's, there's a lot going wrong and there's a lot of opinions compounding on top of each other, a lot of misinformation, and people are just getting angry and fighting, and it's not what I want from my fandom. I honestly think the best place to start is with gatekeeping. There is a lot of people online that claim to be Five Nights at Freddy's fans that refuse to acknowledge where other people have come into the franchise. For me personally, I don't care whether you are a fan of the films, whether you are a fan of the games, or whether you are strictly a fan of the books. You don't have to tie them all together with theories. You can enjoy the franchise on whatever front you like. But the problem we have is that if your favorite animatronic is Chica and you bring up Chica online, somebody has to jump in and say, well, actually, on July 17th in 2014, Chica appeared in a background frame of Five Nights at Freddy's 3. Nobody cares. Congratulations, clap, clap, well done to you for finding those points, but you don't need to cut other people down in the process. Because to break that down into a couple of points, it doesn't make you a better fan of the franchise, it doesn't give you the secret keys to some magic lore, and ultimately, it doesn't let you stop other people from enjoying the franchise either. Because ultimately, if Scott Cawthon and his development team have done enough to get one person excited about the franchise, that is all I care about. As I said, whether you enjoy the films, whether you enjoy the books, whether you enjoy the games, or whether you enjoy all of it, that is completely okay, and not one is more right than the other. And my biggest problem with all of this hate circulating online and people jumping on top of each other is it's putting off new fans. I want more people to start playing Five Nights at Freddy's, reading about Five Nights at Freddy's, because that's good for the franchise. The message that we should be putting out there is not that there's all this infighting in the fandom, but rather there are no rules. There's no magic test you have to take. You don't have to be up with the back catalogue of games. You can come into the franchise from whatever angle you like, and we will welcome you. We will educate you if you want to be educated, or you can enjoy what you choose to enjoy. So I think a lot of people out there, especially on Reddit, need to just put the keyboard down and relax about the franchise. And they need to start remembering that it is not an offense to your personal feelings. If somebody disagrees with you on a Five Nights at Freddy's take, on a Five Nights at Freddy's game, or anything else in the FNAF franchise, you don't need to take that personally. And honestly, you see this all the time with things like classic FNAF games. Like, somebody will come into the franchise at Security Breach and suddenly everybody's online going, well, you never played Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, and 3. It's absolutely nonsensical. Now, the originals were undoubtedly pivotal in the development of the franchise. If you have the time, definitely go and play them. But if you don't have the time, or if you just want to jump in at Security Breach and you love the glam rock animatronics, that is okay too. And if people are doing that, we shouldn't be jumping all over them in a dog pile. We should be going quite the opposite way and saying, hey man, you enjoyed Security Breach, you enjoyed the VR games, have you checked out 1, 2, and 3? I think you'll get a real kick out of them. As a fandom, we're going to have people coming around saying FNAF is for children, FNAF is crap, FNAF is this, FNAF is that. And if we don't band together and actually look after each other and talk amongst ourselves, well, there's going to be no bloody franchise left. And if I'm to zero in on something that's happening in the fandom right now, it's this whole book versus game debate. It's blown way out of contrast, way out of control, and it seems like nobody can have an opinion on it anymore. There's such tribalism going on between the two mediums that people need to sit back, relax and realize that this is one universe. It's all one franchise. Yes, you have different pockets of what is canon and what is continuity. That's the fun of the franchise. But we don't need to be cutting each other down and saying, my way is the right way and your way is the wrong way. Five Nights at Freddy's is just part of who we are. It's not all of who we are. And honestly, unless you're Jason Blum or Scott Cawthon or one of the other brilliant creators of this franchise, you don't have to worry about what's coming next. You just have to sit back, enjoy the ride, and discuss it as it comes. Because I promise you, there is a slew of phenomenal Five Nights at Freddy's content coming. We have amazing books, we have amazing games, we have amazing experiences and events coming up. There is so much coming down the pipeline that we should just be able to come together as a fandom and discuss the ins and the outs and the intricacies and what's going on. That is at the heart of Five Nights at Freddy's. It's not the information we have, it's the information that's still to come. Whether I'm correct and Cassidy is Henry's child, or whether dual process theory is correct and there is only one victim, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. When I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to be in my own bed, you're going to be in your own bed. I hope you're not in my bed. That would be weird, but we're all going to be the same great people that we are, and we can all jump online, talk about Five Nights at Freddy's, and really make a change in this fandom. So what I want you to do is leave me a comment with a positive experience you've had about Five Nights at Freddy's. Something good, something that made you feel good. Maybe it was the first time you got into the franchise. Maybe it was the first time you saw the film. Maybe it was just the first time you played a game. Maybe it wasn't even a first. Maybe you'd played all the other games and Security Breach blew your mind. Let me know that one feeling, that one Five Nights at Freddy's feeling in the comments below. And after you do that, check out this video right here, because I tell you what, there is some great FNAF content going on.